With paid advertising getting more and more expensive and out of reach for most small businesses, it's more important now than ever that you start learning how to focus on free or low-cost lead generation strategies. By the end of this video, we're going to be sharing our favorite strategy that is currently getting us as many as 15 leads per day on autopilot.
Welcome to Automate for Growth. This is Justin and I'm Amanda, and together we have helped clients generate millions of dollars in revenue by helping their businesses run more efficiently. And on this channel, we talk all things email marketing, sales, lead management, technology, so that we can help you make more money while you're working less. So if that's something that you're interested in, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single video that we have coming out on this channel. And we also have a free gift for you. Many of you are constantly asking us what email marketing software you should have in your business. You're looking at all these different companies, and Justin put his 20 plus years of experience having been in software development, email marketing management, and more into a free guide for you guys where he compares the top contenders and the top companies, and he put them all in a comparison sheet for you so you can make the best decision possible for your business, and you can download that for free below.
Definitely going to want to check out that guide if you're interested in the top marketing automation system for your business, and you're also going to get lots of special treats and goodies and invitations to events and things like that we do. So you're definitely going to want to make sure that you download that and join our community. So let's jump in and talk about first what the problem is with paid advertising. So paid advertising can be really great if you've already got a bunch of money to invest in something like Facebook ads. You've got a funnel that's tested, that's proven, that's working. You've got a very, very high average return on advertising, and in some industries it's certainly easier to do than others. And also if you're in an industry that doesn't lend itself to a lot of compliance issues. So if you're working in any type of industry related, let's say to finance, to banking, in many cases even relationship coaching, astrology, anything to do with spirituality at all, because they're cracking down on that. So many other things in those different like coaching spaces, anything other than maybe like the vanilla business stuff, they tend to scrutinize you a lot, especially because there's so many bad players. So if you're in an industry that isn't likely to be regulated, maybe it's a direct-to-consumer thing that's not like fitness or supplements or something like that, then paid advertising can be great. And if you've already found a platform for paid advertising that's working really, really well, I mean, keep doing that, because it's always good to not put your eggs all in one basket and to have multiple streams of leads coming into your business. But the challenge is really that, number one, you're never actually buying that traffic. People have this kind of misnomer that, hey, I'm going to go to Facebook and I'm going to buy traffic from Facebook. But the reality is you're really renting that traffic from them, because you don't own the lead source. And if somebody else in the marketplace decides that they can pay more rent than you, well, guess what? You're just SOL, and all of your lead flow, the faucet of those leads just completely stops, and your leads dry up, and now you have to go back to square one and rebuild everything from scratch.
I'd never even thought of that.
Yeah. I was watching some training actually earlier, and they talked about acquisitions and getting lead sources and things like that. And instead of having to basically rent the traffic from Facebook, how do you acquire Facebook groups, and how do you acquire meetup groups and other sorts of traffic sources? But that's a topic for another video that we'll definitely dive into more. But for now, we're going to actually focus on the number one strategy that does get us 15 leads or more every single day. So you want to make sure that you stick around till the end so that you can hear about that.
So in terms of free or low cost leads, I actually, in my original business, Make Money or Honey, I got about 10,000 leads pretty much almost for free. I did use paid advertising for a few months, but 10,000 leads almost organically. He didn't believe me when I said that until he logged into my account. And I'm going to be sharing some of the ways in which I did that. And I'm going to be sharing the pros and cons of each of these strategies. So number one strategy in order to get free leads is good old-fashioned cold DMing. And you'll probably end up doing this somewhere on a place like LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is really great for outbound sales, especially if you use something like Sales Navigator to filter the results. Now, the pro is that it's extremely low cost. It's literally free, or if you get Sales Navigator, what's Sales Navigator at?
It's about $80 to $100
80 to $100 a month. So free and or low cost, and it does work eventually.
But the con is that you need to spend all day or have a VA there that hopefully doesn't make you look stupid by sending the wrong messages to the wrong people or not really understanding the sales situation or whatever. So there's your reputation is on the line. That's a big part of it. It takes a ton of work, a ton of manual labor. We've run some campaigns like that for ourselves and also for clients in the past. And I was actually part of an agency that did focus on LinkedIn lead generation as their main lead source for clients. And it's just very, very like grueling, repetitive work. And the marketplace there is getting so much more saturated. When was the last time you logged on to LinkedIn? In many cases, maybe you'll go on there occasionally and look at what your business friends are posting or watch a couple of the new reel style videos, which are kind of cool. But I don't check my LinkedIn inbox very often because every time I do, inevitably it's going to be inundated by like 100 messages since last week by those agencies or people saying, hey, just sign up for my thing and I'm going to get you 1 million booked appointments for free. You don't pay us until you get results. Or
There's
like,
a lot of that on Facebook.
Yeah,
too.
or we'll run your Facebook ads, or we'll do this, or we'll do that. And it's just kind of just very, very vanilla, run-of-the-mill, not interesting sales pitches. You just get pitch slapped there all the time.
Yeah, so if you're able to actually, and I've trained people on sales for a very long time, if you're able to actually know what you're doing when it comes to making these connections, then cold DMing or outreach in the DMs actually works very, very well, but only if you know what you're doing, and most people don't know what they're doing, which is part of the problem. And then as you mentioned, it's also very time consuming and boring.
Yep. And if you don't have a really strong content backbone on LinkedIn, and we're going to talk a little bit in this video as well about just content overall and why that matters, but if you're just sending out those cold DMs without having your content strategy also figured out, then that's a big problem, because then they're going to go to your LinkedIn page and it's kind of like having negative social proof instead of having content that kind of backs you up and, oh, okay, great, this person has got clients they've worked with and they've got case studies and whatever else. They see nothing that you've posted, and so they just assume that you probably hired some VA agency for $1,000 a month to go and spam everybody on your LinkedIn and a bunch of second and third degree connections as well with your message. And it goes back to the reputation damage, which is, that's the one thing you really can never get back.
So quick filter search results using Sales Navigator in order to get in front of the right people. Pros of DMing on LinkedIn or Facebook is eventually it becomes a math problem. So you're like, oh, if I reach out to 100 people a day, then this many are going to convert. And you start to set some expectations in terms of what the numbers are, which can be very, very helpful if you're trying to run a business, because a business is mostly a numbers game. So number 2 strategy, and this is a little bit similar, but not quite. You touched on this a little bit. Number 2 strategy for organic lead generation is posting on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. Now, the pro is that most of the world hangs out in these places, particularly Facebook. So somebody is going to see it. The other pro is that it's free. So for example, we recently taught a YouTube workshop that was very successful, and I did 2 posts on Facebook, and we generated a bunch of clients, students for that workshop, and then they turned into more high-paying clients when they came into our mastermind. So it can really work if you know how to write copy and if you know what it is that you're doing. The con, and this is actually something that one of our recent clients brought up, is that it's not leveraged, meaning the content is very short-lived and keeps you on a hamster wheel.
Yes. And what happens is the social media platforms don't want you to take anybody off of that site. So you're going to be posting and posting and posting. You're going to get some reach, but the second you try to send anybody off of Facebook or Instagram or wherever else, your post virality, or just the likelihood of it getting picked up in the algorithm, is going to get a lot lower. and less people are going to see it. In addition to that, because they want your money, if you're not advertising, like Facebook pages are pretty much dead from what I've seen. Like unless you have 1 million people who are following your page, then maybe occasionally they'll see some updates organically. But Facebook and Instagram, both platforms want you to be paying. It's a pay-for-play kind of game. And so anything that's business related is either kind of shunned by them and essentially the Facebook kind of community and all the people that are your friends on Facebook. It's like, well, why are we talking about business on Facebook? I'm like, dude, I'm going to talk about business wherever I am. Like that's what I'm doing. If you're not interested, bye. If you're not here to either get value or be a client or contribute to the conversation, like we don't need to be friends on Facebook. It's fine. I'm already almost at my limit. So if you're not paying Facebook or any of those other platforms, you're not going to get a ton of organic reach. It's not like it was maybe in 2010 where you posted something, everybody in the world would see it, or even in the last 3 or 4 years, the organic reach of almost everything has gone down. And now you can't even use tools to do things like live stream into groups. So if you're trying to use live streams on Facebook and things like that, it's just getting more and more difficult. We're hearing from our clients all the time in our Effortless Revenue Mastermind that they've been using sources like Facebook, especially organically, and it's worked, and they've been able to build 6- and 7-figure businesses just based on Facebook and Instagram alone. But it's getting more and more difficult to compete in those spaces, and it's getting more and more crowded as well, with all these other people trying to sell to the same 15 or 20 people.
I was going to make that point. So 2 points here. So one of our clients recently, and he joined us in our YouTube workshop. The reason he joined us is because he actually had a Facebook group of tens of thousands of people. He's doing very well in his business, but he noticed 2 things. So number one, his reach in his Facebook group went way, way, way down, which meant that he would have to do, I think he said 7 to 10 long form posts a day in a Facebook group in order to be able to generate anywhere from $60,000 to $100,000 in revenue a month, to the point where he like, I can't do it anymore. I'm completely burned out. I'm going to give this to my team for them to do. And now they're doing like meme posts. But the sheer volume of content that you would have to create on these platforms in order to get enough attention is a lot. And a lot of people find themselves burning out. And then to your point, every time I log on to Facebook, I'm just seeing the same 15 people
saying the same thing
the same thing over and over and over again.
It's just an echo chamber.
It's just an echo chamber. So what's happening is that you have all these people marketing to the same 50 people that Facebook is deciding to show their posts to all the time. So those are the cons, which leaves us with our number one favorite strategy. And by the way, we've done both of these things and we've given examples of how they've worked, but we have a favorite strategy, which is what we're going to be talking about right now.
Yep, and that strategy is YouTube. So YouTube is probably for sure in the last 3 to 6 months, what's gotten us the most leads, the highest quality leads, and between our businesses, we've generated an extra 6 figures. I think now crossing that initial 6-figure mark probably a month or so ago. So 6 figures in revenue just in the last 90 days from YouTube. And it's all been free. We haven't run any ads yet. We're definitely going to expand into ads. But it's taken significantly less time as well than any of the other traffic sources we've been using. Much higher quality leads, longer retention, higher customer lifetime value. And it allows us to actually build a community, because guess what? The people on TikTok that are spending 15 to 20 seconds watching your stuff and then commenting and telling you to go to hell because they misunderstood your message because they couldn't have gotten it because they only interacted with you for 20 seconds of their life because they have attention spans of goldfish. Well, YouTube is a lot different. You're getting much higher quality people on YouTube. In fact, what was the percentage of people on YouTube that were earning over 6 figures?
89%.
89% of people. 89% of 6-figure and up earners in the US are on YouTube.
Which far surpasses every other social media channel, period.
Yep.
The next closest one is Facebook, and that's around 60%.
And Alex Hormozi actually just invested, love him or hate him, He just invested $4 million to test the effectiveness of all of these different platforms, and YouTube was number one by far. He went really, really hard in testing everything and looking at the metrics and everything else. YouTube outperformed all of the other platforms, but significantly.
And what he said in terms of what he was finding, we were finding as well. So for example, what we have noticed is leads on YouTube. This is our third channel right now that we're starting for context, but leads on YouTube can find us, and 24 hours later, they're already on the phone with us buying something because they booked a call from the links that we have in the description. Or we will have videos that we made one time and they keep getting more and more and more views every day. So it's more leverage to the point where whenever we have free time, we're doing more videos because it's the best use of our time. In addition to that, you get the search engine optimization. So you get the Google juice from YouTube, and you also get it from Google itself. There are some times where you can search for something on Google and you'll notice that YouTube videos pop up as search results, and
because they're really intertwined.
And then on top of that, leads on YouTube convert 3 to 4 times more than any other social media channel. So we did our own experiment where we just went hard on YouTube starting in June on our Entrepreneur Expat channel, and we saw the exact same stuff that Alex Hormozi did without having to spend $4 million. Right? And we were seeing the exact same results, and then we started teaching that to our clients, exactly what we did to get those kinds of results. I mean, we got to over 100,000 views, over 1,000 subscribers, and 6 figures in sales in 90 days on a brand new YouTube channel.
Yeah, that wasn't our existing channel where we're like, hey, we're already making a bunch of money from this, so we're just going to go and talk about it now and say, hey, you just have to do this, and immediately you're going to get the same results.
This was brand new.
This was literally brand new. We started our other channel, which is called Entrepreneur Expat. If you want to check it out, it's specifically for people that are living in the West, mainly the US and Canada, that are looking to build a location-independent business and be able to move abroad and live from anywhere, because right now the West is a little crazy. But we created that channel literally as a side project, almost as a hobby, because we've been living out here in Mexico for the last few years. And we figured we'd just share our lives, because people were asking us so many questions. What's it like to live there? Do they have grocery stores? Can you drink the water? Like so many things. Does Amazon work? Yes, it does, which is good because we just bought a jacuzzi and steam room off of Amazon.
The point is,
yeah.
It was a brand new YouTube channel, and because we knew what we were doing with the search engine optimization and all of that, we were able to grow it very quickly. And then we turned that into our YouTube Mastery Workshop, which we taught the first one last week. And that same client who was having all those issues with the Facebook group joined us in that workshop, spent a few days following what we taught in that workshop. And literally the first video he publishes after that workshop starts outperforming every other video he has on that channel, to the point where he was like shocked, because we got on a call with him to check his data and his stats. And I'm like, great, which are the videos that you posted? And he told me, I was like, oh, it's at over 1,000 views already. He's like, what? It was at like 600 2 hours ago. I was happy with 600, but now you're telling me it's growing and getting picked up by the algorithm even more. And he's feeling a lot more at peace, because he's like, okay, I have something other than Facebook, which is getting more and more and more complicated, and something that's more leveraged and can run a lot more like a machine. So YouTube is our number one. It's where we have been seeing the most leads. It's why this is the third channel that we're starting to get done, because we have seen so many good results from 2 other channels that we're like, let's just layer in a third where we talk about the business stuff, because that's the best use of our time based on all the data that we're seeing.
Yep, YouTube just beats everything hands down, and it's also way, way, way more fun than just posting incessantly on Facebook and Instagram and hoping and praying that it works.
Now, the cons of YouTube, because we did mention the cons of all the others, it's that in the beginning, it is far more time consuming as you are learning it. We do have a workshop where we walk you through every single thing that you need to learn. You can find the link for that below. But it is time consuming in the beginning while you're figuring out the lay of the land, how the algorithm works, how to optimize. But like I said, we can help you get that all sorted out in about 3 hours in a workshop, so it doesn't have to take you as long as it normally takes other people, and you can get results pretty quickly. But yeah, while you're learning to film, while you're learning the equipment, while you're learning the algorithm, it can just be a little time consuming up front.
The good news, and we're going to do a workshop on some of the technology pretty soon as well. The good news is you can get started with literally just an iPhone and a $25 ring light from Amazon with your existing computer. You plug it in, use it as a webcam. That's what we're doing right now. I mean, we have cameras, we've got fancier cameras, but this is the easiest and the quickest for us to pump content out with, and we can see ourselves on the screen. We record into Descript, bam, it's done. And within 45 minutes, we've basically organized, recorded, and edited and published 20 or 30-minute videos.
Yeah.
So once you get the system and the process down, it's pretty easy to pump out content very quickly, and it just becomes part of your daily workflow for marketing.
And what we can do is, if you're like, whoa, okay, you guys have convinced me, there's two things you can do. So number one, you can buy a seat to our next YouTube Mastery Workshop, which you can find below. That's 3 hours that we spend together, and we walk you through every single little thing that you need to understand about YouTube. And the other option is you can actually sign up for a call with us, because we do have other things available as well, depending on what stage of business you are in. So if you're like, I need help with lead generation, or I need help with YouTube, those links will be below so we can help you get started.
Looking forward to working with you, and thanks so much for checking this video out. Make sure you like and subscribe. I know that you'll love all of our other content as well, and see you on the next one.